if you had to sum up one thing, what caused this Bitcoin pump? What do you think it was?
If I had to pick one thing, because there's a lot of different narratives, a lot of different stories people are saying, I would say the ETF is going to be the biggest
Mhm.
news right now. Just the preliminary numbers setting a record volume yesterday. And then,
Mhm.
everyone woke up to the God candles today. So that kind of lets you know, crazy trading during Wall Street hours reverberated through the markets, took 12, 16 hours, and then boom, everything started pumping. And then this morning, I'd have to look at, I don't have the data yet. Market doesn't close for 50 minutes.
Mhm.
But the pre-markets was also setting records. It was the fifth highest volume for pre-market ETF trading this morning, fifth
Mhm.
highest in history.
Now, that demand through these ETFs, this Bitcoin ETF, the Bitcoin spot ETF that they said would never be approved, that was finally approved.
Yeah.
Where do you think this demand's coming from? Is it institutional level investors? Is it Wall Street? Is it just people like me and you that's buying Bitcoin on the stock market? What do you think's going on?
Man, I keep hearing more and more financial advisors saying no retail customers are asking me for Bitcoin. I've talked to 50 money managers and zero of them have customers, asking about Bitcoin. We had 100 requests for ETFs, zero of them were Bitcoin. I keep seeing that story over and over and over.
Mhm.
So that's kind of let me know that the people with millions, tens of millions, and even hundreds of millions, the family offices, the five dentists that have known each other for 40 years that pulled their money together,
Mhm.
grandpa left a trust and, we kind of got $48 million. These people aren't the ones buying Bitcoin. It's the
Mhm.
billionaires buying Bitcoin. To me, that's really the biggest tell of them all.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. Billionaires are going to want to get their hands on this asset. Now, look, y'all, I want everybody to just savor in this pump today. It feels good, Deezy. My portfolio is looking good. I'm sure yours is looking good, but let's kind of look a little bit further ahead. The Ethereum ETF is right
Mhm.
around the corner. What do you think that the Ethereum ETF could do to the price of Ethereum?
Well, I mean, just look what it did to Bitcoin. And so
Mhm.
Ethereum has been somewhat lagging behind Bitcoin, and not so much after the past week. I think the past week kind of removed that story from the headlines. Like ETH is just can't catch up to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's just kind of winning the race. Well,
Mhm.
ETH almost, it feels like it teleported $1,000, right? It
Mhm.
was just hanging around $2,000. I feel like 2 weeks ago, right? If I close my eyes, like how long ago was ETH 2K? 10 days?
Forever.
That's what it feels like. It feels, I don't know, 10 days? You look, okay, maybe it was a lot farther than that. If I'm just kind of looking at some charts real quick. Okay, yeah, not that long ago, December,
Mhm.
so I mean, a couple months ago. And now that the fact that it's already 3K, are the institutions buying that right now? That's a big question. I think they are.
Yeah, if we pull back and we think about, the SEC has kind of come out and said that Bitcoin is a commodity and Ethereum is kind of in an other category. So do you think that perhaps the SEC could pull back a little bit and maybe classify Ethereum in the same category as Bitcoin, or will Ethereum just kind of be stuck in limbo?
Yeah, for those who don't know, Bitcoin is labeled a commodity. Ethereum really doesn't have a classification leaning towards security. There's people saying, no, it's not a security. Security is like, something that's highly regulated.
Mhm.
Commodity is, I can go buy gold at the pawn shop. What are you talking about? That's a commodity.
Mhm.
And I feel like all of crypto feels like it's a commodity. I feel like most smart people feel like it's a commodity. It's sufficiently decentralized compared to many stocks at this point. I mean, there's stocks where one insider holds 90% or a family holds
Mhm.
90%. And, we don't screech to the heavens about, oh, it's too centralized. They can manipulate it. Why? Oh, well, they have to do a report every 3 months, quarterly report. Oh, so we just trust them? Yeah. Do we trust Bernie Madoff? Sure. So, then it's like, well, what are we really talking about here? ETH, I think it's just too big at this point. The players behind it are too powerful at this point. And I think BlackRock wants an ETH ETF. So because of that, ETH will be labeled a commodity in 2024. That's my prediction.